Hi, my name is Jordan Johnson, and I am a licensed professional counselor in Wisconsin, and I'm the owner of Hudson Counseling Services in Hudson, Wisconsin. Today we're talking about stress headaches, and so one of the things that I usually see in a counseling session is somebody coming in for anxiety, and a lot of times anxiety presents itself with some physical experiences for the person that's experiencing that. One of the things could be headaches, and so today we'll focus just on that. A lot of times, headaches can be caused by a number of physical reasons, but emotional reasons as well. And so, my job as a counselor is typically to focus on how people are managing the emotions that go with the physical symptoms of a stress headache. Um, Usually, I start by helping them identify stressors in their lives, and usually we try to write those down and actually list out the things that are stressful. We also can look at what are sleep patterns like, because lack of sleep can cause some extra stress in life. And a lot of times, I'll encourage people to journal to be able to write out in more detail how they're thinking and feeling when they're going through some stressful times. Another thing that can be helpful for stress would be just managing your work-life balance. Sometimes people aren't finding ways to take care of themselves outside of work, and so finding times to just decompress, read a book, go on a walk, get some exercise, spend some time with your family and your friends can help to lighten that load a little bit as well. Another good example of stress management for the counseling field would be deep breathing. A lot of times the stress in our bodies gets all pent up inside of us, and we kind of forget to breathe slowly and deeply. And so I will sometimes sit with my clients and we'll practice some slow, deep breaths. And that can sometimes be helpful. And so usually you're trying to just slow down your body's stress response and give yourself a chance to relax a little bit. So the other side of stress is sometimes things feel unmanageable and they feel bigger than you can control or that you can deal with. And so the other thing is to focus on mentally what it is that you can control in a certain situation and what it is that you can't control. A lot of times there are things that are outside of our control, things that we don't know yet or things that haven't happened yet. And so if we spend all of our time focusing on those things, we can oftentimes feel the weight of all those possibilities. And that fear of the future and the uncertainty of that can be really stressful. And so it helps to actually slow that down and focus on what it is that you can control and take action steps to deal with those issues. And by doing that, you can start to feel some momentum towards resolving some of those stressors in your life. So stress headaches typically can be managed in some regard with those emotional stressors being lifted and just kind of choosing to have a different mindset. And then the last thing I wanted to share is just dealing with anxious thoughts. A lot of times they're automatic and a lot of times they're negative, and those thoughts can turn into this spiral of negativity. And so what I try to help people with the most is how do you identify those negative thoughts when they're happening and try to stop them before they become a pattern, and really filter those thoughts through two keywords. The first one being, is it accurate? And the other one is it helpful? So if something is accurate, then it's okay to focus on that, but maybe it's not helpful to think about it for a long period of time. Or maybe what you need to do is think about something in a different manner so that you can make it an accurate statement inside your head. So for example, if you're feeling stressed out at work, the thought might be, I'm never going to get all of this work done. Well, is that accurate? Well, maybe not. Maybe the more accurate thing to say to yourself is, I'm feeling really overwhelmed by all of the tasks that are on my plate right now. That would be a more accurate way of thinking about it. It would also be more helpful because then maybe you could focus on those tasks specifically and make a to-do list or something and start to take action on what you can control. And a lot of times the negative thoughts that we experience are really not necessarily logical. They're not necessarily helpful or accurate. And so but they do come automatically. And so if we don't take time to really focus in on them and try to change them into something accurate or helpful, it can cause us to feel that stress or that anxiety inside of our body and inside of our emotions and our mind. So that's kind of the counselor's or the therapist's view on dealing with stress headaches.